Hi Katrina, my name is Gwendolyn. I'm going to be looking at your essay today on international marketing. First of all, thank you so much for getting the single essay check. Really great to see that you're looking at taking your exam again. Also that you are open to getting some feedback on the way that you write and that you're willing to improve your English writing. So I see you got 6.5 on your previous exam, and then you're hoping, no doubt, to get a 7 at least on your exam in the first week of April. Great that you've come to us so early. I think definitely perfect timing. We've got a good 3 weeks to help you prepare for the exam, and I no doubt, given what I read from what you've written, and that we can guarantee you a 7.0 on your examination. And by guaranteeing, I mean that if you decide to take the sentence guide course and you for some reason do not get a 7.0 or higher on your exam, we would refund your course. So yeah, I think that your writing, having looked at it, is really good. I think where we could help you with and to help you improve is on your word count. So last time you said you only made 250 words. Well, this particular essay was 413 words, which is way too much. So in the sentence guide course, we do give a structure of how to formulate your paragraphs with ideas and academic sounding examples. So it almost guarantees that you get exactly around the 250 word mark. Going over it, but not going so far over it. Because an examiner will stop looking at your essay around 275 words. Which is exactly what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to read up to roughly 275 words, and then I'm going to stop my review of your work. Okay? Let's have a read through it and I'll give you some comments as we go along. Marketing one's products overseas is perceived by some as negatively integrating into the target country. Here I would do put the however here, so do a semicolon, however, comma, some analyst, so change your word order there, which is the correct way to use the word however in a sentence. Some analysts would argue that international marketing plays a great role in economical propagation, good vocabulary of knowledge, culture, and language. Although there may be two sides in this argument, this essay shall provide reasons why the latter is believable and will provide examples to strongly affirm the notion that it is a cheap form of education rather than an invasion. Good. I mean, I think you didn't really tackle the task response the way it should have been done, Katrina, but in a way you were able to work around it and produce a good essay. Here, what we normally would like to see is one paragraph on how international marketing is seen as invasive and intrusive to a country, and then another paragraph on how it's seen as a form of education through spreading ideas, language, and culture. So that's how normally we would like to see the essay tackled. You've looked specifically at the education side, although every now and again including some information about the invasion, intrusion, so you handled it fairly well. I mean, the one thing I would say here, Katrina, is I'm pleased that you understood what international marketing meant. You got that exactly right. Sometimes people get that wrong, so well done with that part of the task response. So I'm just going to read these two paragraphs and ignore your conclusion. First, second. Okay, these are my big pet peeves this week. Really, really boring for examiners and for me who read essays all day long to see these type of transitional words. It to me doesn't feel like you've had any thought at all. So I would always recommend, maybe just learning some transitional phrases and try to find something that is different. In the sentence guide course, we teach the phrase and the idiom on the one hand, and then the other one on the other hand. So that's what I'm going to suggest here. There are at least a dozen more that I could tell you and teach you, and that's something we could work on in the sentence guide course. Is providing some interesting transitions between ideas. Always helps you increase your points. You don't have that much further to go, but even just increasing your points a few would be all you need to get that 7.0, and that's one way to do it. So on the one hand, International marketing, the I and the M should be lowercase. They're not a proper noun. So lowercase I, lowercase m. On the one hand, international marketing primarily utilizes, change your word form there, utilizes technological advances of today's contemporary world, having sufficient knowledge of online advertising. So change your word order there. So having sufficient knowledge of online advertising, comma, accompanies, take out having there because you've got it there. We're doing a list here. So a company's website, store, or an open customer service to cater the world is quite economically reaching out geographically beyond borders, and in the process letting the country of origin know the demands in different parts of the world. Right. We like complex sentences, Katrina, but that has become so complex it's incoherent what you're trying to mean. So that's something definitely we could help you with on the course by giving you some regular feedback on this and how to fix this. So here, I might have separated out the ideas. Let's have a look. As we're so far over the word count, I think here I would have just after this listing say is an economical way to geographically reach beyond borders, full stop, and then take out this second part because I wasn't adding much to the task response or to your idea there, I felt. Instead of costly research, the company may have an online poll to educate itself on what is her customer needs. For example, in the past, Victoria's Secret apparel, we don't really need apparel though, most people know what Victoria's Secret is. In the past, Victoria's Secret could only, change your word form, could only be bought in the US. Nowadays, they ship all over the world. And I don't know why you've added this phrase in here, when you order online by paying online too. Probably not needed here, and we're so far over the word count, I would take it out. Having once a survey in their website about consumer preferences is significant and would yield results about choices for different countries. Philippines, for example, as a target market, who is still a conservative nation, has some choices as modest apparels to select from. Okay, here, Katrina, probably what I would teach you and work with you with if you joined us on the sentence guide course is trying to keep one idea per paragraph, using a good example. Great that you've used an example here. I thought that was a good example to support your first part, but not introducing too many other ideas. By introducing too many other ideas, you lose your coherence, your cohesion. You've gone way over the word count. I struggled with what meaning or what ideas you were trying to get across there, partly because we didn't have the time to expand on them. So that's something I would like to work with you on. Let's move along. Secondly, on the other hand, in addition, furthermore, any of those phrases, anything apart from second, which is terribly boring. Furthermore, geographically, international stores may be miles apart, yet they maintain its overall distinct quality and at the same time learn through immersing themselves in different locations. Good? Such as the establishment of factories in different countries from one single brand. USA Sports Apparel, for instance, originally from the US, also has, change your word order there, also has branches, plural, in the Philippines. The clothes used to be quite thick when they first came out, yet later on the company, knowing how humid and warm the country is, ventured, with a D, into fabrics of light material suited for the tropics. It is still a notable international brand in the country, thus the company comma, through its international market, has learned first, what you're spelling there, you forgot your T, hand, about its customer needs. Good. You know, you have really good ideas, Katrina, and really interesting examples. Probably one of the more interesting ideas and examples I've seen in the last couple of weeks. Just always need to remember to pull it back to the task response. To me, there was no language within that paragraph that had anything to do with either of these parts of the task response question. International marketing is sometimes seen as evasive and intrusive into a country, and others argue that it's an economical form of education, spreading ideas, language, and culture. Perhaps it was an education for the store about, you know, how to change up their products so they're more relevant to the country that they're marketing to. But not sure about that here. You probably could have fixed it and look more about the invasion, intrusion of a country by saying, you know, while some companies can be invasive, intrusive into a country by pushing products that are not relevant for a country, there are such companies such as US Sports Apparel, for instance, who through research understood the requirements of individuals in Philippines, and from using very thick clothing, they when they first came out, adapted their approach to their clothing and their marketing to the humid and warm environment of the country, and so therefore many people felt that they weren't being as invasive and as intrusive when they first came, and they were more integrating into the society. Something along those lines could have made that more relevant to the task response while still using your fabulous idea. Okay? Just always make sure you add some language in there that refers back to the task idea in some way. Otherwise, you're going to lose points for not answering the task response. Great, Katrina. You know, your writing shows massive potential. I think, you know, where we could work on is helping you streamline your thought, but also making sure you get that right level of word count. Over 250, you know, maybe more like 275, and we could show you a formula for that on the sentence guide course. So I'll send you some details on that. Have a think about if it's something you would like to do. Again, as I said, there's a guarantee with it that I would guarantee, Ben and I would guarantee that you would get a 7.0 on your next exam. If you did do the course, and if for some reason you failed to get that, we would refund your amount of the course. So there is no, I guess, no risk really in taking this, because I know these exams are expensive, so you might as well just invest a little bit on definitely improving and practicing your writing over the next 3 weeks, so that you only have to take this exam one more time and then you're done with it. Right, have a think about it. If you've got any questions, let Ben and I know. Good, hopefully we'll see you on the course, but otherwise have a great day, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. All right, Katrina, bye.